Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Amari here, and what I'm doing is I'm making this video. Well, hey, what's up? It's Amari here, and listen, if you were ever wondering what somebody who was in the trading space, the investing space, the crypto space, the leverage trading space, trading foreign exchange, trading anything really, is doing on a Sunday, then what happens is this video is for you, because what I'm going to go over right now is some of the things that we should be doing as traders in the foreign exchange market that can propel our week, right? Because what we want to do is we want to start our week off great, right? And this is the video that's going to tell you some of the things that maybe you should do that we're doing as a community, maybe that even we should do as a community that's going to help you propel your trading week, right? And so, number one, we need a mindset reset, right? So Sunday is a day where we want to start our Sundays off great, right? Well, no matter what it is. For me, I go to church on Sundays. I spend Sundays with my family. I'm doing things like that. But then also when I come home or in my office, what I'm doing is I have a whole mindset change, right? I'm resetting my mind. It's a new week. All the things that happened last week are over, right? In terms of if I had a great week, that was great, but that was last week. If I had maybe an unsuccessful week, in my opinion, then I'm forgetting about that week. In terms of I'm not going to let that affect today. I'm not going to let that affect this week, because this week can be a prosperous week. And every week that we go through in the trading space, what's happening is that we're learning anyway. So there's no such thing as a bad week. There's such thing as a learning week. There's such things as every week is profitable because we're getting closer to where we want to be based off of the knowledge that we've gained from trading in this space, right? Also, you want to have clarity. So on Sunday, I'm looking at, hey, these are some of the things that I'm looking at based off of what's happening in the world, right? I'm looking at these economic changes. I'm looking at these economic balances and imbalances, right? I'm looking at this pair or this chart, or because this is happening, I know that there's a potential that this can happen, right? We're getting mental clarity for ourselves in the market. We're resetting our brain, and we're saying, all right, we're taking all this information and saying, all right, based off of this information, this is how I'm going to maneuver in the markets this week based off of educated predictions. All right, so number two, we want to do a weekly market prep. Now, what does that mean? We want to go over maybe the economic calendar, the chart. So in this thing in foreign exchange, we have this, what's called a news calendar. We want to know what's going on in the news. We want to know what's going on in the world, in the economy, because when you're trading foreign exchange, remember, this is not like stocks and options where you're trading a US-based ecosystem. We're trading a global ecosystem. There's things going on in the world constantly. People traveling and exchanging currencies constantly. There's wars going on. There's tariffs going on. There are trade, there are travel agreements. All these things that are happening in the world that we should be cognizant of in case it affects the market. These are some of the things that we want to do. So for me, what I do is I choose pairs based off of harmonics. So that means that there's price reversals in the market, right? So I'm looking at overbuying. I'm looking at overselling. I'm looking at when is the market going to be likely to reverse? And for me, that doesn't happen on a 1 minute time frame, a 5 minute time frame, a 15 minute time frame. Sometimes it can happen on a 30-minute time frame, but I'm looking at the 1 hour, I'm looking at the 4 hour, I'm looking at the daily, maybe the weekly, so I can determine overall where market is going to reverse. If the market is bearish, means down, right? If it's going down, I want to look at where is there maybe an oversold area where there's so much liquidity going in oversold that they have to buy, right? Because the market does this all the time. I'm looking at that. Right, I'm looking at where are a lot of the retail buyers coming in at? Where are all the sellers coming in at? Right, I'm looking at FOMO. Has something reached an all-time high? When something reaches an all-time high, right, like Bitcoin for an example, I think last week or the week before, it hit 111, which was an all-time high. And I know once it does that, FOMO starts to creep in. Oh, it reached an all-time high. This is likely to reverse. And based off of the harmonic patterns that I'm getting, the reversal patterns, the Fibonacci's that I'm getting, guess what? It went all the way back to 106. So there is a reversal pattern. So that's what I'm looking at when I'm trading, right? Because based off of market structure, based off of the reversal patterns that I'm getting, triple top, double tops, triangles, wedges, bat patterns, shark patterns, that is what it's telling me. The third thing I want to do is I want to review last week's trade. I know earlier in this video, I said that I'm not necessarily, I want to clear my mind from the things that happened last week in terms of resetting my mind. But when it comes to due diligence, I want to look at last week's trade. I want to say, hey, I took this trade because it told me it was going in this pattern, because price was here, because on the 1 hour time frame, price was here. There was a support, and it hit support about 3 or 4 times. It hit resistance about 3 or 4 times. I took these trades because of this. I took that trade because of that. I got into the market at this time because of this, and the way I can trade 24/7. I'm not entering a trade every hour on the hour, but I can. If I put a trade in yesterday, right, on one of my practice accounts, because I'm practicing crypto on that account. Well, guess what? I saw that there was a harmonic pattern for XRP, and I was in an XRP buy on a downtrend, so I knew the market was going to reverse. And guess what? We were able to capitalize on a lot of pips, over 1,000 pips, because we were able to catch that price reversal. I'm going to go look at that and I'm saying, hey, why didn't I even wait? Why did I put a trade in earlier? Why didn't I wait to put a trade when it was at this level based off of this time frame, right? And maybe why did I put this trade on a higher time frame? Why did I use so much a bigger lot? Why did I use so much money when it comes to lot size, right? I took this trade at this time. How come it showed me with this signal or with that pattern? Why did I do that? So we want to go back and review our trades. And that's something that we can do to get better, right? Everything is a lesson. Nothing is a loss. The goal is to review your trades and also review how we're trading so we can stay in the game longer. The goal for trading is when you stay in the game long enough, you'll eventually be good at it. How do you do that? You lose more, you lose less, and you win more. If I'm averaging a 20 to 30 pip stop loss, I want to average a 40 to 50 pip take profit. Even if I go 50%, guess what? I'm a profitable trader. You don't have to be going 70, 80, 90%. That's unrealistic. What we want to do is we want to have smaller stops and bigger take profits. Number 4, this is what we should be doing on a Sunday. What is your watch list, right? Of pairs that maybe you want to trade based off of volatility, based off what you're comfortable with. When you trade long enough, you're able to see which pair, which pattern are best suited for you. And that's very important, right? You're able to see these things. So what is your watch list? What are some of the trade ideas that you're doing? For me, I love to leverage AI. So I'm using reversal patterns with my AI software that's going to show me, hey, this is a great time to enter. You have to wait to enter when this is happening. On Sunday, there's a lot of formation in candles. There's a lot of market restructuring. So we have to see what's going on. So I want to say, hey, look, I want to have these time frames up, this pair. I see gold is very volatile, or gold is at an all-time high, or gold has been dropping. It should be reversing. Well, I know also when Bitcoin goes in a rally, gold starts to dump, right? I also know that when over a period of time, as Bitcoin goes higher, gold eventually goes higher, or as gold goes higher, Bitcoin and crypto goes higher. So I want to know the correlations between all these things, right? I want to know what Euro USD is doing. What is happening in the US economy that is going to make Euro USD shoot to the moon or sell off? Hey, there's a lot of buying power here. I think it's time we reverse, right? And when we're trading, that's what it is. Now, it's different if you're accumulating coins or accumulating gold, right? You don't want to time the market. You want to spend time in the market. That's a little different. Here, we want to get great entries. So I'm looking at the higher time frame to see what's happening overall, but also I'm looking on the lower time frames, right? I may go on the hour 4 and say, hey, look, this is what price is potentially going to do. Then I may go on the hour 1, minute 30, maybe even the minute 15 to see where that entry point is so I can get a great entry so I don't have a tremendous amount of drawdown, right? Drawdown is cool, but if we can eliminate it, that's better. So what are some of our trading ideas for the week? Number 5 for me, something I'm doing on Sunday. This is very important to me, and I'm continually getting better at this part of my life. I'm growing in this area of my life. I'm not perfect. I'm not a saint, but I like to take my spiritual Sundays very serious, right? What are some of the spiritual and the motivational things that you're doing on a Sunday, right? So I want to be very disciplined. I want to go and give thanks to God. I want to go to the house of the Lord. I want to go to church. I want to be around my family. I want to make sure I say a prayer. I want to make sure that I'm around the church community on a Sunday, because Sunday's like a reset for me. Sunday's like hey, I want to give my 10%, the first portion of my life, to God, to Jesus, right? And also what it does is, for Sunday for me, it's a discipline day. It's a day where I'm cleaning a little bit more, or I'm getting things in order, right? Because trading is discipline. Trading is about discipline. It's about being inspired to do so. What is your why, right? I may write in my journal on a Sunday before I start trading, right? Or as I'm learning what's happening during the week. Also, I want to have an understanding that trading is just a vehicle, right? The ultimate purpose for me is to help bring people to the feet of Jesus. How do I do that? Trading can be a vehicle to do that. We just went on a tour, and for most of the tour, we pulled out charts. Yes, we did. But for 21 days, we talked about being a better version of yourself. We talked about what does God want from you? And how does he want you to use this vehicle in order to bring glory to him, right? And so that's what I want to get good at. So as I'm trading, as I'm becoming a better investor, which I'm working on all these areas, I've had my ups, my downs. I want to understand that this is not the end all be all. Whether I believe that I'm ever going to be successful at this or not, whatever you measure success as, no matter if this is going to give me freedom or not, it doesn't matter technically, because at the end of the day, I know God has a higher purpose. And my goal is not to make money in the charts. My name is to bring glory. It's to love people. It's to be kind to people. It's to give back to the poor, right? Or people that may be less fortunate than me. Poor is relative, right? And so what is your spiritual disciplines? What is your inspirational triggers that will keep you aligned when it comes to trading? Remember, trading is all about consistency. It's all about patience. It's all about loving yourself if a trade doesn't go right. It's all about managing our risk so we can stay in the game longer. If I lose 5 trades in a row, did those 5 trades blow my account? Or if I lose 5 trades in a row, did I only lose 10 to 15 to 20% of my account? And now I have 5 wins, and now I've gained back that 20% plus another 20, 30%, right? How long am I staying in the game? It's a long-term game. Can you get quote unquote rich trading? You can, but it's not a get rich quick. It's be good and learn a strategy and get rich over time, right? And then also for me, I decided to take trading more seriously just simply because I believe it's the one vehicle that can set you free, because there's always gonna be people traveling, currency switching, and it's the only thing, in my opinion, one of the only things, in my opinion, that you don't have to rely on somebody else to purchase a product in order to make profits, gain that freedom, right? And so those are some of the things that I would do on a Sunday. Y'all have a great day. If you've got some value from this video, make sure you like, subscribe, even share this to somebody who can see value from it. And also, we have a free community down below. So if you want to join our community, just click the link in the bio, in the description below, and we'll send that right over to you. It's absolutely free to be a part of it. And our goal is to help thousands of people profit in the trading in the foreign exchange market. So y'all have a great day. Let's go.